Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Just Mommy. I'm your host, Ashley Wong, and with me today are two of my nearest and dearest friends, Alyssa Lowe and Avalon R. Scott.
Hi.
So, on my very first episode, we spoke about the importance of having mom friends, but what I didn't mention is that your friends who are not moms can be a huge part of your support system throughout your motherhood journey as well, especially when they're foundation friends like these two. We've been friends from high school. We're talking about over 15 years of friendship. We've literally grown up with each other. We've celebrated milestones. We've helped each other through life struggles. And when I became a mom, it was no different. They were there from day one. So we're going to be starting the discussions by talking about the pressure. The pressure from society, from your family, from your friends, and even from yourself to start having kids when you reach a certain age. Because let's face it, I feel like as women, we're constantly being reminded that the biological clock is ticking. So if you want to have kids, you better start like now. So that's my first question to you guys. Being in your early 30s, are you feeling that pressure? How does it make you feel? How do you handle it? Who's going first?
First.
Okay.
I think it comes in waves for me personally. There's a period where I say, yes, definitely, I'd love to have kids. And then I probably hang out with my nieces and nephews on Fridays, and then I'm like, okay, I'm great. But on a more serious note, I think parenthood is a very important decision, and it's one of the biggest steps you will make in your life.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, in my opinion, ready for that next step, then I think you should just wait until that time comes for you to decide when it's best for you.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't really feel any pressure, to be honest, from friends or from family at all. I think the only pressure I get from time to time is just the reminder of my age, and that as women we have a limitation, and that as we get older, when you reach that advanced maternal age, you are going to be at risk or increased risk for several maternal and fetal complications during your pregnancy. So it's just that kind of pressure, but not so much from friends or from family or society.
Right. Okay, so what is it like now that some of your friends now have kids? Has the friendship changed, do you find? You think it has changed any at all?
I don't think so. I think because in our group of friends, we weren't really going out that much. So from even before our friends started having kids, we were more all doing our own thing, focused with career, and we'll just talk every day. And now that our friends started having kids, we still talk every day. They're still able to maintain that kind of friendship. And, I am genuinely interested in hearing about the different milestones the babies go through. I love getting the updates, the photos.
Yes.
So I'm interested in that. And I think for the most part, our friends are still able to, keep up an adult conversation. So it's not just all about the baby where it's just like, okay.
Yeah.
And we still go once in a while to catch up, and we still talk every day.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so I agree with Alyssa on many points. The only thing I'd add is the spontaneity that you have in your friendships changes a bit. Whereas I'd say, hey, what you doing? I'm popping by. You may not be there. The baby may be tired. You may be sleeping. So there are different factors to take into consideration when you are going to hang out with friends. As I said, the spontaneity.
Yeah. And the reason I ask that is because I hear people say all the time that they find that they kind of grow apart from their friends. And fortunately for me, I can honestly say that's not been the case. As you guys said, I think because we're grannies, we don't really go out much, as you said. We'll have brunch, lunch, but we're not on the party scene anymore. So
and
for
you've
me,
still been able to keep up a daily conversation. Like we still check in every day. You still know what's happening in our lives. And we love seeing the pictures of Izzy and hearing about her latest milestones.
So I'm thankful for that.
For sure.
All right. So in Jamaica, we use the term auntie very loosely, right? So you find that your kid will call your friends auntie, even though clearly there's no blood relation. I will call my friends, so I'll call your mommy's auntie, right? You'll find that you call your cousins or your parents' cousins auntie, even though it's technically it's your second cousin, right? So both of you have cousins who have kids that you're pretty close to. So you guys are aunties in that sense, right? So what has that been like?
Well, honestly, it's been amazing. I feel like I am also a parent. I have a strong hand in ensuring that they're following the rules and making sure that they're having a good time. If they need pick up, if they need drop off, all of that takes place. And they're never ever wanting for anything. So, I mean, I think we try to fit in as much as possible.
Yes.
And just have a blast with them. The only thing is you just have to give them back at the end of the day, which is great.
Very good. That's a good part about it, right?
I have a big family, so even with first cousins, I've always had kids around me from I'm a kid. But I've always had baby cousins taking care of and stuff. And now that my cousins have started having children, it just is a different element of joy, a different level of excitement into the family. And I love, as Abby said, like, playing my role and taking them for a day and then giving them back and having my me time. But it's really fun watching, just like my friends, watching my cousins go through the different stages and being there for all of it.
So more recently, Alyssa has become a real auntie because her brother had a son. What is that like?
Jacob. It's lovely. Unfortunately, they live in Canada, so I'm not there for the day-to-day. We get pictures and videos every single day, and we video call often.
Thank God for technology.
Definitely. So although it's not the same as if he was here, I am loving watching him grow up and seeing my brother transition into this role. It's so weird watching him seamlessly just slip into that role as a father. That has probably been the most shocking part of becoming an auntie, seeing my brother like that. Because as I said, we have lots of cousins, but whereas I was always like taking care of the little ones and playing with them, that was never Daniel's thing. So seeing him do the baby talk, and it's just like, it's weird. But I love having my nephew around, and when he comes to Jamaica, it's just a joy to come home and play with him.
And just to add to that, I mean, even seeing my sister with my daughter, I mean, it's so precious. I remember seeing a quote that said, an aunt is a double blessing. So they love like a parent, which is so true, but they act like a friend. So true, Switching gears a bit, Avalon is the owner of the Language Boutique. So I want her to tell us a bit about the services that she offers, especially as it relates to kids, and the benefits of getting your child to acquire a second language at an early age.
Okay. Well, hola, bonjour. Just give into insight into me. I am the director of the Language Boutique, and I start with kids ages 6 and up. I've been constantly getting calls and messages about why don't we start earlier, which in truth and in fact, starting as soon as they're born, even before they're born, is the best time to start a language, because their brains are very malleable. They're able to absorb every possible vowel, alphabet, every sound every phoneme that exists.
And sorry, just to cut you a bit, you don't think it would confuse them, so English and Spanish from a young age, from that early?
Yes, so they might get a little bit confused, but it's important to keep them on a schedule. So if you say, okay, Mondays you're going to focus on English, Tuesdays you're going to focus on Spanish, you get very surprised how they're able to adapt to their situations and whatever it is that they're learning. And you find that language is very interdependent. So there are many words that will exist in English that are very similar to Spanish, very similar to French. You just don't realize how very similar they are until you start learning it. So yes, I do offer classes for kids starting at 6. If I get more early childhood people on board, then I might start a little earlier. The focus has been, for the most part, on teens doing CSEC and getting them ready for those kind of exams. And
so I was asking the benefits of starting them from early and acquiring a second language.
Right. So they definitely will be ahead of the game when it comes to their preparedness for university, for life in general. With globalization and how the world is going, it is almost impossible. There's a word that we use in Espanol that is called imprescindible. It is imprescindible, absolutamente importante to have to have a second language, even a third and fourth. In Europe, most people speak 4 or 5 languages very easily, and they flip back and forth. And it's, you know, it just shows on this end of the world that we're still lacking. And there's a lot to catch up on. But there have been studies that show that if you are learning a second or third language, it will help you in other aspects of your studies. And likewise, if you're doing music and stuff. So it's definitely a key factor in your development, in the development of the children, and in terms of equipping them for the future. It is definitely important.
Yeah. So you can find Avalon on Instagram. What is it? The Language Boutique at
Language Boutique 75.
Right. So if you're interested in getting your kids started, she is the person. So I think that's it for now, guys. Thank you again so much. I cannot wait to see you guys as moms. I know you guys are going to make amazing mommies. What's that? No, seriously, you guys are going to make amazing mommies, and I just cannot wait for that chapter of your life and to be a part of that.
Yes, excited for that chapter as well.
Thanks again, guys.
No problem.
Bye.
Adios.
Bye.
I really hope you enjoyed that video. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to leave a comment as well. I really want to hear from you guys. Let's share, let's connect, let's build this Just Mommy community. Thank you so much again.